Welcome to UAH Chemical Engineering courses 439 and 440, Unit Operation Laboratories 1 and 2. We are in room 147 in the engineering building, one of 4 rooms used for the Unit Ops labs. These courses are required for chemical engineering majors for bio and materials concentrations. These labs are hands-on courses designed to teach the practical side of the academic concepts presented in other courses. Lab periods are scheduled for 3 hours each week. There are currently 3 sections using these labs each week. An instructor and a graduate teaching assistant are available to students during these times. Room 147 is a dedicated laboratory space of about 1,800 square feet. This room normally has 4 to 12 people at any one time. During the initial week of each semester, this room is used for course description, safety instruction, and initial student questions, and may accommodate up to 20 people in this space. Safety is preeminent in chemical engineering. The Unit Ops labs are no exception. Safety notices can be seen on the door as you enter each lab. Here for room 147, please observe the safety notices. General safety signs and information notices include no eating or drinking, no solo work allowed, personal protective equipment requirements, emergency contact information, and chemical safety signage. In addition to this normal lab entrance, there is another emergency exit leading outside. A safety shower and eye wash station are provided, as well as 2 fire extinguishers. Also, after entering the lab, you will see general information about campus and laboratory emergency procedures. In addition, the lab has signage concerning electrical safety and fire extinguishers. The Chemical Engineering Department inspects this equipment on a weekly and monthly basis, and the Office of Environmental Health and Safety ensures that the safety equipment is kept properly. The following protective equipment is required while working in the room 147: hard hats, safety glasses, and lab coats. In addition, long pants and closed-toe shoes must be worn. Baggy clothing, including hoodies, are not allowed. UAH is an ABET accredited university. The chemical engineering student outcomes for the 439 and 440 laboratories include all 7 of ABET student outcomes, but particularly address outcomes 3, 5, and 6. Outcome 3 is an ability to communicate with a wide range of audiences. Communication in the lab is structured to encourage communication within each team. The team leader is the only member that may address the GTA or instructor directly about experimental details. The teams must also present their final reports to the class and faculty. Outcome 5 is an ability to function effectively on a team. Lab periods are designed such that each student is a team lead at least twice during Unit Ops 1 and at least once during Unit Ops 2. Leadership and team dynamic principles are included in the course lectures. Outcome 6 is an ability to develop and conduct appropriate experimentation. During each semester, the experiments are arranged in cycles. After a cycle is completed, each team moves on to another experiment. Each cycle has specific requirements for the experiments. Each subsequent cycle includes additional requirements that are built on the previous cycles. Although the requirements are given for each cycle, there are multiple paths to complete each experiment. The teams must design their own path for each. For the Unit Operations Lab courses, the instructor and graduate teaching assistant present course and laboratory concepts and information by 3 different methods. First, using the large screen in room 147. Secondly, using the lecture period in classrooms SST 218, and also via the Canvas software learning platform. There are 4 experiment stations in room 147. The equipment shown here is the distillation experiment apparatus used for Unit Ops 2, which includes an Oldershaw batch distillation system that has been set up for single-stage flash experiments. This is where students make their own measurements concerning vapor and liquid equilibrium concentrations, which may be compared to literature value. Also included is an Edibond continuous distillation system. This unit is able to separate liquid mixtures using an 8-tray column and is able to function under vacuum. The system has its own SCADA system to control and collect the experimental data. For Unit Ops 1, students work in teams of 3 to conduct 6 experiments that are designed to highlight equipment principles from CHE 244, MAE 310, CHE 342, CHE 344, and CHE 441. This gives opportunities to gain experience to develop and conduct appropriate experimentation, analyze and interpret data, and use engineering judgment to draw conclusions. The 6 experiments are: 1. Pumps and pipes; 2. Viscosity and rheology. 3. Heat exchange. 4. Filtration. 5. Packed bed column fundamentals. And 6. Process controls. Unit Ops 2 students conduct 4 experiments that provide the students with open-ended problem-solving experiences. CHE 440 gives them the experience to formulate experimental strategies, develop and conduct appropriate experimentation, analyze and interpret data, and use engineering judgments to draw conclusions. The 4 experiments are 1. Distillation, 2. Ion exchange, 3. Molecular diffusion, and 4. Starch hydrolysis. Additionally, fermentation is given as a demonstration presentation due to the excessive time required for each lab. Students prepare for each experiment with a pre-lab report, where safety, theory, and experimental design are described. The team leader presents the report and must respond to safety and design questions from the instructor or GTA in order to begin that experiment. The students are required to tabulate and analyze the data, then engineering conclusions are drawn from the results. The students present the data in a written laboratory report as well as give a presentation. These formats include a table of contents, abstracts, introduction, experimental method, experimental data, sensitivity analysis, and a conclusion. The instructor explains that the required content of each section and careful attention is given to the form of graphs and tables in the report. Room 147 is considered the primary room for unit operations courses and contains 4 of the 10 experiments in which students are required to participate. There are 3 other rooms in the engineering building that house the remaining experiments. Further information about room 147 and the other rooms may be found in the CME Laboratories folder on Google Drive. The information includes a summary page describing the features of each space for your reference.